They're coming around thick and fast. WWE pay-per-views coming almost every fortnight at the moment. It's time for your Extreme Rules 2017 predictions. Hi, welcome to SCW, the wrestling channel here on YouTube.com. Thank you for choosing the channel and choosing the video. Subscribe right now. Leave any comments in the comment section. Like and share the video as well. Let's talk wrestling. If you have any of your questions, put them in the comments below and I'll answer them in a sort of video format. And of course, I'll give you a little plug and shout out as well whilst doing it if you want to be involved with the first episode of Let's Talk Wrestling. But without further ado then, there's 6 matches at this point to go through for Extreme Rules. Clearly a lot of the main event talent being thrown in one match, so the card kind of looks thin in one way, but in another way it gives other superstars a chance to shine. We're going to start with the Cruiserweight Championship match, which is going to be a submission match as well. Neville versus Austin Aries. Now Austin Aries picked up the victory on Raw last night, which for me clearly goes to show that Neville will retain the championship. Plus Austin Aries has been carrying a leg injury on storyline terms for the last few weeks, so I expect that to play a factor when it comes round to the match. Can Aries overcome the odds? I'm not so sure. I'm going to stick with Neville to retain the belt at the event, and then we'll actually move on to a new chapter going forward, which possibly could be TJP. Next, we'll look at the mixed tag team match, which will be Rich Swann and Sasha Banks versus Noam Dar and Alicia Fox. Now, it's a throw-together tag team match. Rich Swann has had a rivalry going on with Noam Dar and Alicia Fox, mainly over Cedric Alexander. Sasha Banks has had a mini program as well with Alicia Fox on Raw the last few weeks, so it goes to maybe think that perhaps maybe this is just a throw-together tag team match. We've seen Rich Swann pick up the victory on Raw. Again, I'm going to go with them reverse for the pay-per-view. Of course, as well, it's going to be in Rich Swann's hometown of Baltimore, so I think Noam Dar and Alicia Fox will pick up the victory. I do feel that it seems to go against the hometown guy at the moment in those matches, so yeah, Noam Dar and Alicia Fox, more experienced together as well as a pairing. I think that they will pick up the victory on the pay-per-view. Will Cedric Alexander get involved in the match? I'm not sure. It would be interesting to see. I think he'll be inserted in this rivalry somewhere along the line, but I don't think it's going to be just yet. Looking next then, Raw Tag Team Championship match. The Hardy Boys will be defending against Cesaro and Sheamus in a steel cage match. The Hardy Boys have not lost yet since coming back. It feels like the time would come around about now for them, for Hardys to lose a match. But since that this is their stipulation, I don't know. This is the one I'm really unsure about, but I do feel the Hardy Boys are going to retain just for the time being. I'm not sure who would take the belts off of them at this current moment, but I don't think it's going to be Cesaro or Sheamus this Sunday. I think it's going to be the Hardy Boys to retain the belts. Next, we look at the Intercontinental title match, which is probably the least extreme match going. If Ambrose gets disqualified, he loses the Intercontinental title. Of course, it's the Dean Ambrose versus The Miz. Will Maurice be banned from ringside is what I'm wondering, perhaps going into this match. I feel that this could be just a little caveat to make sure that The Miz doesn't get like a disqualification kind of sorted in the back pocket, if you will. I'm sure it's going to be played on the entire match. I'm sure the referee is going to have a couple of times where he could disqualify Ambrose, but doesn't. I think that ultimately, though, The Miz will actually have enough going in his way to get the victory and win the IC title. I'm not so convinced, though, that the disqualification will come into play, but I think it will be enough to distract Ambrose to give The Miz the victory and to become a 7-time Intercontinental Champion. Next, we look at the Raw Women's Championship, which is a kendo stick on a pole match. It is Alexa Bliss defending against Bayley. Now, a lot of people give this match a lot of stick. Personally, for me, we've seen these matches on the pole before, and it's not always just included the women, has included the men as well. I remember in '92, there was the nightstick on a pole match, the Big Boss Man versus Nails. We've seen, pink slip on a pole. Yes, okay, we've seen some of the ridiculous ones as well, but this isn't something that's just for the women, so I don't think that it's fair that that's been labelled as a bad gimmick for this particular match. But basically the person who picks the kendo stick off the pole first gets to use it legally in the match. I think that's going to be Bayley who's going to get that in the match, but I think somehow, someway, Alexa Bliss is still going to win. She is head and shoulders above the entire division on Raw at the moment, and for me, really, I can't see it going any other way than Alexa Bliss winning at this particular time. I'd like to see her move on to another program after this, potentially against Sasha Banks, but I'm not sure if that's going to work in the pipeline just yet. And it does feel as well that WWE do want to do the Bayley and Sasha Banks storyline for SummerSlam, so there's still a bit of time to get until we get to there, so maybe you might just hold off and keep this feud going for one more month. We'll have to wait and see, but I think Alexa Bliss is going to retain here somehow. Speaking very quickly as well, the This Is Your Life segment on Raw dreadful booking, awful booking decision. I can't believe that was even put on the screens to begin with. But what I will say is Alexa Bliss, the dedication that she put into that promo, she made the best of it of what she could. And personally, I don't think anyone could have done any better with that than her. So I want to give her a little bit of praise for it, even though the segment itself was dreadful and it should never have hit our screens. Last but certainly not least then is the Extreme Rules Fatal 5-Way match. The winner gets to face the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. That's right, it's Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Bray Wyatt versus Samoa Joe. Now this quite literally could go any direction which WWE wants to go. We've had feuds building up going here with Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt, with Seth Rollins and Samoa Joe. They all seem to have cooled off a little bit now. Now we've got this Fatal 5-Way going on. The direction then would pretty much say it could be Roman Reigns, but I think Reigns is going to be saved till WrestleMania. Elsewhere, I don't think it's going to be Bray Wyatt or Samoa Joe. Particularly for Samoa Joe, it's still very early in his main roster tenure. Bray Wyatt could be a good, interesting option, but I think personally, it seems to me it's going towards Seth Rollins and Finn Balor for me, and I'm going to go for Finn purely because I think the Balor is actually owed a rematch, and we've seen the link with Paul Heyman on Raw. He didn't win this week on Raw. I feel that no commentators are predicting a victory for Balor, so I think there's enough in favour to say that this could be a Finn Balor victory, and we could even see Balor here take a couple of months, a couple of goes at Brock Lesnar here. Could lose the first time under the Finn Balor gimmick, and the next time could come back as the Demon. We'll have to wait and see. But it seems to be very interesting anyway. Not everything predictable on this particular pay-per-view, so we'll have to see how it all plays out. But I'd like to know what your feelings are in the comments below. Who do you think is going to win on this particular event? You've been watching here on SCW, the wrestling channel, so please subscribe to the channel right now. We're getting near 200 subscribers. We'd love to hit the milestone. Don't forget as well, if you want to be involved with Let's Talk Wrestling episode 1, when that does hit, leave your questions in the comments section, and of course I will address them personally when it comes to that first episode, and we'll also give you a personal shout out as well. So yeah, go and get yourselves involved and do that right now. But thank you very much for watching. This is SCW, the wrestling channel, here on youtube.com. Enjoy Extreme Rules, and I will see you next time.